It looks like Dr. Bass is done billing our patient, Kenneth Test. His encounter is done, and I'm ready to look over his claim to make sure that all of the information is ready to go. Looking right here in my charges screen, I can already tell something isn't quite right. I know he's missing his diagnoses and definitely missing his modifier. So let me see. I need to fix those. Let me just look at his diagnoses first to make sure I don't need to add anything else there either. I'm going to click over on the Diagnosis tab just to see what's in this patient's chart to begin with. This is a new patient. We have only seen him today, so I don't have any previous diagnoses, only these that are in his chart. I'm okay with his order of diagnoses. But let me see if there's anything else I wanted to add, or from his encounter notes or his notes that he's given me. If I wanted to search for anything, I do have that ability by code, or I could add them to the encounter if I found a code he hadn't put on there, or I could build my own favorites list, which I've already taken the time to do because it's easier for me than to have to look these up every time. And I can search that code either by a numeric or by the description. Sometimes it's easier to read his writing with a description than it is a number. So it looks like that patient also has a bunion. Let me add that to their diagnosis, and that's going to be on their invoice visit problems now, as well as their active diagnoses. So I've added that, and it looks like I'm ready to go. That's the only thing I needed to. So let me go back to my invoice, and now I have those available. So let's fix that night splint. He doesn't have any of his codes on there. And I'm going to do it by just opening up that particular line item. I could do it from my edit mode and drop in mine just by dropping down from the drop down, or I could type just the letter or the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in each place, and the same with my modifiers. I could type what those modifiers actually are and then click my save button over there, or I could even use my edit button over here if I needed to. But I think I'm going to do it from here because for me this is the easiest place to do it, because I know I need a lot to change on that one. So let me open up that night splint and let's add that diagnosis. Definitely was plantar fasciitis and pain. We've got that. I know I need my KX modifiers. There's all my long list of modifiers. And we definitely were seeing him for that left side because that x-ray says left. And that's what my DME sheet says is left. And I need to make sure that we've added that ordering provider there. So now that I've got those things on there, I think I want to add that, according to his notes, I need to add that bunion for that diagnosis. Let me open that up again and add that as well. So now I've added the diagnoses that were missing as well as those modifiers. And I can view that again in that edit mode just to see how that lays out, because that's kind of a more familiar feel for me than it was in the old version. I'm used to seeing my drop downs, and I've got those. But I have some neat new buttons over here. So if maybe that patient's insurance didn't cover DME, I could go ahead and make that patient responsible right now and not have to worry about sending that off to insurance. That's pretty neat. And I could add that comment as well. That wasn't covered, I could add non-covered. So if that patient called in, we would know why we sent them that bill. It's a good thing that's covered by their insurance, so I don't have to worry about that. And let me just come back. So everything's looking good. I have their insurance information here. Oh, what's this? History. I can now see all of that patient's past billing history. So this is definitely a new patient. I haven't seen them before. So I know we're billing the right office visit code and I'm not in a global period. Perfect. So this is definitely ready for billing. Let me just do my claim check real quick. It's nice that that's now here and I don't have to worry about looking at it on my claim list. So that's ready. I don't have their social security number, but that's okay. I don't need that. Let's come over to my claims detail. They don't have a PCP, but I know if they did, I could just look that up like I used to. That didn't change. Oh, date last seen. If they had one, there's my calendar. I can just drop that in if I needed to. And if they had one of those HMO plans, I could drop that referral in there if it was on their list. I have box 19 open available to me now. That's perfect. Oh look, I can preview it right here. No more having to drop down from the top. There's my preview. There's all my patient's information. I don't have to look for anything else. All that's right there, and if I wanted to, I could print that. Okay, pretty neat. Oh, hey look, there's Claim Wizard now. No longer on a drop down at the top. I can actually, if I needed to separate out my DME and change my place of service, I can go ahead and change that here and do my Claim Wizard and not have to go back and forth through my Claim Wizard invoice. Pretty neat. I don't have to worry about that for this particular carrier, but that's definitely going to come in handy for my DME. Pretty awesome. Alright, some neat stuff in there now. Okay, if I needed to go to the patient's chart, that's where that is. Looks like everything's here. Oh, there's my claim history now. Wow, more than just a file and a number and a date. I actually have useful information there. Pretty exciting. Oh, and if I have to delete it to make that whole thing reactive to send out for a different reason, or maybe the carrier changed or it's a different payer ID, I can now see my deleted claim history. That's going to come in handy from time to time. Looks like, though, everything's ready to go. Just giving it one more look-see. If I needed to change my insurance, that's now there. Okay, I think this claim is all ready to go. So let's save it, because it's all bill ready and saved. So I'm still on my encounters list. Since it's ready to go, let me go to my claims. Let's work the claims for today. I'm just going to work the ones for today. I don't want to worry about the ones I haven't done yet. And I can get to my claims from my invoice. What happens if oh, it brings it up in a different window, and I could have made those changes here. That's handy, so I can still see all the claims I still need to work, but I have my access here. So I could uncheck that bill ready, and I could have done that right from here, adding my extra diagnoses to the line items and my modifiers. Okay, that'll be handy. I could make any changes. If I needed to add another code to it, maybe we missed something, I could do that here. I can even move my diagnoses or my CPT codes around. Great, okay. Well, let's make sure we mark that bill ready again, because that claim is all ready to go. So I can just select that and hit send, and it's ready to go. Well, I've just finished downloading my claims from Gateway, and I'm ready to receive them. So I'm just going to come in here and press my receive button and see if I've got that one in. Nope. Didn't get that one in, but I got that payment in on that claim for TRAKnet test on a payment in the mail. Okay. Well, I'm going to come into my payments here, and I'm going to add that payment. Well, what date do we get paid? Well, I'm going to add it for today. Add that insurance payment, and that came from Cigna. We're just going to select them there, and it was a check, and we got $100. Woo, big check. Let's save that, and let's find our TRAKnet test. Oh, I bet he's one of those that actually came from somewhere else. I can now uncheck this box over here and see everybody with his name. So a lot of times when those checks come in from somebody else that rented somebody else's network and we've sent them and the check comes back from whoever, we can now find those and not have to try and figure them out. That's going to save me a lot of time. So we have this $100 and they allowed $150, they allowed the full amount, and his deductible was, oh, let's see, he had that $45 of that went to his deductible, and his copay was $5. Well, that explains that $100. And they allowed, oh, they allowed the full amount on that x-ray, and put the whole thing to that deductible. And they allowed $250 on that night splint, and that $250 went to his deductible as well. So it looks like we've got everything applied. Let me just make sure we add all that down to that bottom line. So now that's all applied. Oh, what's that? That tells me that I got in less than what my fee schedule was. That's a nice little alert. So that's a visual warning for me. So I'm good to go. Everything's been applied for him. I've got my auto calc. I'm good to go. So that's all I need to worry about on entering that manual payment. Let's close that. And now we're done with him. I bet I'll need to send him a statement now that that's done. I want to make sure I get out my statements today, since we got that payment in, and that all went to that deductible. So I've put in my filter. I want to make sure I'm working big balances today. So I filtered out any statement that was over $100 and hadn't gotten a statement yet, and I knew we had gotten it in for Mr. Test. So I even filtered further down to the letter. So I'm just going to make sure we select that, and I can see that preview right there. And that looks good to me. It all went to his deductible, and I'm going to go ahead and just export that one out to Gateway, and I'll be good to go and all done. But if I needed to go back and see his chart, I'm just going to flip over to his chart real quick and look through his billing tab just to make sure one more time that I have all of his information correct. So here's his ledger, and I want to make sure that I see everything as it is. Well, sure enough, there's his information. It went to his deductible. I can expand all those out one by one, or let me change that to true. Yep, definitely got it there. There's his deductibles. There's that copay. There's what insurance paid. There's my remaining balances. Looks good. Made sure it looks right. Just wanted to give it a look-see one more time. And if I had to have a referral, that's where I could have put that. If I wanted to add that comment that he has new insurance starting next year, so I want to make sure when he comes in that I check that next year. But his ledger looks good. Let me just expand that out since we just got paid on that. There's that visit. Yep, everything looks good. There's my payment from Cigna. Ledger looks good. I could print that for him if he needed to see that. You just preview it for him. There we go. Close that. Definitely expand all those out again just one more time just to look at it. Maybe he needs a different view. There he can see that it clearly went to his deductible, but he still has that remaining. Yep, that all looks good. There's his account number. All right, that statement looks good. It's good to send off. So I'm going to go ahead and send it. Mr. Test came in today and paid that remaining balance on his account, or paid on that account balance. So I'm going to go ahead and just add that. You want to make sure he got that in before the end of the year. So let's add that patient payment. And test, and let's make sure we pull up the right one. Test, comma, space, Ken. That's who I'm looking for. There he is. And he paid $300 on his account. Wow, that's great. Gave us a check. But he needs me to hang on to it till tomorrow, so let's make sure we put that in tomorrow's pile. And let's put that on his balance, and on his balance there, and on his balance there. So he just has a little bit of a $90 balance. So he's good to go. And that's all applied. And let's give him a receipt. So let me print him a receipt. And he's good to go. Well, that's good. That's all taken care of. So you saw how we invoiced his insurance, received his insurance payment, and received his payment. Send him a statement. And that covers him from beginning to end. And I thank you.